Hello everyone and welcome to another segment of Doors Update News, the only place where you can learn about the upcoming features coming to Doors in an unnecessary amount of depth. Today we've got some massive leaks and teasers to cover, as the developers recently revealed a bunch of new changes that will be coming to the Shears and the overgrown rooms that will be implemented in the next update. I don't want to keep you waiting any longer, so with all of that being said, let's begin. Alright, so let's first talk about the changes coming to Lush side rooms. These are those overgrown rooms which can be found by exploring through regular rooms, and they typically contain several vine-covered chests as well as shears. Now, in the next update, a change will be made to them, so now some will spawn with a bunch of vines blocking its entrance, meaning you'd need shears to access some of them. Now, at first this may seem a little paradoxical, as how are you expected to get shears to cut these vines if those shears can only spawn in the rooms which can only be accessed with the shears? It's a little strange, right? However, fortunately, the developers actually thought of this. Not only did they confirm that some of these Lush side rooms will have an entrance that is covered in vines, meaning shears are still obtainable from ones without vine-covered entrances, but it was also confirmed that other ways to obtain the shears that aren't relevant to the overgrown rooms will also be implemented, likely through something like Jeff's shop, which will be a nice change. Speaking of Lush side rooms, it was confirmed that more will be added. Now currently there are only two types of this room that exist in the game, those being the small ones which require you to crawl through a tunnel in order to access, and these large ones with a giant tree in the center. However, the developers did actually showcase a new side room that would be coming in the next update. This one appears to just be a corridor with a small overgrown section featuring a single vine-covered chest. It isn't that practical, I must admit, but I could see it coming in handy if you have shears and are looking for a vine-covered chest to unlock easily. Now, there is one other thing I'd like to mention about this new subroom in particular, and that is that the developers showed off this image including it, and you know what? I have no words to describe this absolute abomination to mankind. So, I think we'll just leave this here and forget it ever existed. Maybe send it to the never-ending abyss of space or something? No, Red. I won't be holding my horses. Or this horse, as a matter of fact. Not now, or ever. Anyways, moving on from whatever that was, this next message from the developers is a bit hard to interpret, but I think I've managed to figure it out. Essentially, I think that what this means is that certain normal rooms will simply just have entire sections blocked off by vines, and by cutting those vines you gain access to those parts of the room. Based on the message, it doesn't appear that there will be vine-covered chests in these blocked-off sections, but rather just more standard loot found in normal lockers and containers. Personally, it just seems kinda pointless to waste valuable durability of the shears on just some regular loot, but hey, whatever floats your boat, I guess. Lastly, and this new feature isn't necessarily related to the shears, but it was confirmed that some of the tedious puzzles in the game, such as the Minecart puzzles, will be reworked into optional content instead of required content. However, completing this optional content would reward you with extra items. I'm actually really excited for this, as it kind of hits two birds with one stone. That being that it removes a tedious aspect from the gameplay but keeps them around for those who still want to do them for extra rewards. Now, although the developers didn't give a direct example of how this would work, one idea I had involves the re-implementation of the Minecart puzzle room. Essentially, when Floor 2 was first released, you could encounter this very tedious Minecart puzzle room, and ever since the floor's nerf, which happened to be 2 days after the floor's release, it was removed. Now, you would be able to complete the room by using a minecart to break open 4 sections of the room, and then you'd have to look around these sections for 3 fuses to power a generator to unlock the exit. So, I think it's possible that this room could be re-implemented. However, the minecart puzzle aspect would be reworked to be optional rather than required. And those who do the puzzle would gain access to these blocked off parts of the room and be able to gain the loot hiding within it. But they would still be able to escape the room without doing all that minecart puzzle shenanigans stuff. Alright, I think I covered all of the new information, but yeah. So, to summarize, a lot of new functionality is going to be coming to the Shears in the next update, and some new Lush side rooms as well as other optional content is going to be added. So yeah, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are over these changes, and with all of that being said, thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoy.